Welcome back to another episode of the Santa Boo First Podcast. Tonight it is hot in the town of Philly. Our Phils are hot. Training camp's hot. Hot takes on the Sixers. And we're going to have a special guest in here taking some hot takes. Hang around. You are listening to the Santa Boo First Podcast. Boo boo. Boo 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 boo. You love that one.
Smitty hates it so
I
bad.
love that one.
And I love playing it because his face is like, Nate, what the fuck are you doing?
You killed
I'm just like, dude, come on. Like, there's so much better intros.
Nah, there is, but you know what? Because you guys do so well, I don't want you to get you copyrighted. I want you guys show to expand as best I can. So
I mean, I could start rapping if you want for an intro.
I love that intro. I think that's your best intro, in my opinion.
We don't need you rapping. We don't need you rapping. Welcome to another episode of the Santa Boo First Podcast, coming to you live from lovely, beautiful downtown Willow Grove, the lovely Crack Bell Production Studios on this fantastic Thursday evening. I'm all out of sorts because I'm in the wrong seat because Deke's not here. But this is your co-pilot for the evening, Jim Marcus. To my left, the infamous AP, Ryan Smitty. What's going on, Smitty?
Yo, what's up, Jimmy?
To his left, we got the youngest Martin. Somebody's got to represent for the Martin family because these guys are all pulling Ben Simmons on us tonight, not showing. What's going on, Andrew?
So,
What's up? Behind the glass, the man celebrating an anniversary tonight, and he's here with us. Nate Money Moss. What's going on, Nate?
What's up?
anything you'd like to say to your wife on this anniversary if she's listening?
She's not listening.
All
No,
right.
come on. We thought she was a
man.
diehard.
Yeah.
Nah, she's not listening.
All
She chimes in for a second, and then she gets mad because I'm here.
Yeah,
Well, she'll be all right.
that's all the wives.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Speaking of wives, I just got a text from mine. One of our sponsors, Mama Mia's, my lovely wife, happened to run into the lovely Mrs. Martin at Mama Mia's getting pizza tonight. So thank you to Mama Mia's for supporting our sponsors. Thank you, our lovely wives. Our other sponsors, Insure Philly, get up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes. The Matt Maloney Agency, give them a call for all your insurance needs. And the fine Pops McCann's Whiskeys. Look up Jason Fogg on Facebook, all your socials, Pops McCann's Whiskey. They have a website. You can get the whiskey delivered to you, to your door through Jay. Many fabulous variations of whiskey. So we're missing a couple people tonight. You know, like I said, Deke will be here. Deke's going to come rolling in here like Kramer, busting through the door and kicking microphones over, I'm sure.
Where's my drums?
Yeah. Give me a Pops. And DJ's
Oh,
pulling
you
a
forgot
Ben
Santa?
Simmons on
Oh,
us.
Santa's here. Put him
Santa
up.
is here.
Push
You
him.
knocked him over.
No, I did not. I did. He's leaning back.
Stay tuned. We're going to have a special guest come on with us once Deke gets here because Deke wants to be a part of it. Don't leave me out. We'll have a special guest on with us after a break. We're going to do something fun. A guest that we made good friends with him and haven't seen him in a while, so it'll be fun to have him back on with us and chopping it up. But first, as I said, going into the intro, hot. Phils are hot, except for this afternoon. They dropped one. Where are we going?
Listen, I mean,
Playoffs?
we're looking at, 12 of their last 14, 6 out of 7 on the homestand. Got a big 3-game series with the Mets, but, they have now the 6th best record in Major League Baseball.
I saw that.
You think about that, and you think about all those, and not to toot any of our horns, but there was a couple of us at the table that were like, we need to get rid of Girardi sooner. If we get rid of Girardi sooner, are we even closer in the division? Because there's something different about this team, and I believe that it has something to do with the coaching. And there's somebody that came out today, which I found a really interesting article, came out today, and we're like, Thompson was like that with the Yankees. Like, yeah, Girardi was the guy, but everybody went to Thompson. Like, these players just feel a sense of, they just feel comfortable around Thompson. I mean, they all produce. I don't think it's a coincidence as this team turned it around after a manager change. I've always talked about banging down a consistent lineup too.
Yeah.
They now have a consistent lineup too.
The guys that came over in the trades.
Yeah,
Syndergaard hasn't looked good. The other two moves are looking all right. Marsh is, you didn't expect him to hit, but we actually have a center fielder with some defense.
Yeah.
Feel like that's
I mean, he had a
solidified.
nice hit last night and then the dumb base error. But yeah, I mean, listen, they won the game.
You got Robertson. He's got a save since he's been here. It's
Yeah.
like what's he got? I think I wrote it down actually. 6 innings.
Yeah.
Or three games, 3 innings, 1 hit,
Yeah.
4 strikeouts and a save. I don't know if did he get in today?
No,
don't
he
know if
didn't
he
pitch
did.
today. I don't think he pitched today.
Noah's
Maybe
Noah's
Oh.
not having a great start here. But your thought on Noah is that he's in the year 2 of the Tommy John surgery, and he's gonna not be right until next year.
That is my thought. And honestly, like last night, if you can get, this is what I always say, like with this lineup, if you can get Noah Syndergaard, again, let's all know, and I've said this too, you're not getting the New York Mets Syndergaard, at least not this year. But he gave you 6 innings last night. Did he get into some trouble? Did he walk some guys? He had 6 innings, 2 earned runs. I mean, like, if you get that every start with this offense, like, you should be able to win the majority of your games. Plus, he was going against a good pitcher last night. He kept them in the game, right? Gave up 2 runs. They ended up winning the game. So do I think he's been great? No. Do I think that he's serviceable? Yes. But right now, he's your 4th starter in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like right now, Suarez should be the 3. But I would think about signing him next year because of the second year of Tommy John. Not a massive contract like the $21 million the Angels got, but I don't think anybody's gonna give him that. But like, I would probably take a shot on him for another year. I mean, I don't think he's terrible.
I have a Mets fan I work with that came over to me this morning. I was in the office today.
Oh well, they're all.
He was asking me, and he's like, "Why did you take Syndergaard? Why did you guys want him? Like, don't you know he's washed?" I said, "Well, he's coming off surgery. Give him a little bit. He's still young."
You know,
and he's like, "But you don't know how bad he was when he left the Mets." And I was like,
all right, but you know,
I didn't follow him. You're right. I don't know how
Yeah.
bad he was when he left the Mets. But
what's hilarious to me, I don't know if you get it because you work with some. I see it all the time on the Twitter. How big of the balls these Mets fans have now. They want to talk so much trash. Like, look, you're doing good this year, right? But this is your first year really being competitive, right? And the only reason why you are is because you have an owner that deep pockets, that's spending a ton of money. But let's see come playoff time. Let's see
come
if
September.
Scherzer, let's see if DeGrom's healthy. You know, let's see this closer Diaz. Has he been electric? Yeah, but like he's never pitched in the playoffs. He's been in Seattle. Playoffs are a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
Playoffs are a totally different ball game. You know, it is what it is. But I mean, listen, for Mets fans to say, why did you take a chance on Syndergaard? Why not? Why not? You gave up freaking Mickey Moniak, who I know he had 2 home runs. He got hurt again already. He's out for the year.
Is he?
Yeah, he's out. He's done. And another low-level prospect for a guy that, listen, you need pitching. Pitching does not grow on trees.
I hated the bullpen game too.
Right. Like the bullpen
They were
games are
brutal.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Bailey Falter sucked. Zach Eflin, you can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So, like, why not Syndergaard? That's what I'd say to these dumbass Mets fans. Because guess what?
They're smelling themselves right now.
They are, but they're an injury of that pitching rotation of being, you know, whatever. Like I said, they're playing good.
They're a collapse away from falling out of the one spot.
We got to find a way to take 2 out of 3 this weekend. And it's going to be hard with Schwarber now hurt. But you got to find a way. You have to find a way.
Did they give anything more on Schwarber? They just said a calf strain.
Calf strain
he's serious.
He's
day to day.
not playing tomorrow, and like calf strains can go 10 days. I mean, I don't think he plays in Mets series, and that's obviously a huge loss.
Yeah.
But in terms of like what you've seen, like,
or he might be. Never mind.
What?
I said he might be a DH, but he still has to run the bases. So
yeah.
I mean,
he might be able to use him at hitting, so like maybe like Saturday,
situational stuff.
But you know who's made the biggest turnaround?
It depends on his pain tolerance, how bad it is.
Yeah. JT Realmuto.
Yeah.
He's
JT Realmuto now looks like the best catcher in baseball.
He looks
which
like
is
a 2019.
Like
he looks like he's back in 2019.
He's got 13 home runs now. The other day I looked and I'm like, you know what? If you get 20 and 80 from him, that's what you expect from him. That was his best year in Florida. JT's been really good.
I think last week when we were in here, we were saying the team needs to be, if they're all good at the right time, they're unstoppable pretty much.
Just picked it up. Castellanos just picked it up.
But then he's cooled off the last couple games.
Castellanos has, but like I think come playoff time, he'll be okay.
Stotts picked it up.
Hoskins has been really good. I know he made a blunder in the field today, but he's been good. The guy that's really been the best player in his team, and we've talked about, is Bohm. He's so consistent. Consistent. And defensively, he's not getting credit for how much better he's been. I mean, I saw some really nice plays last night, like from a defensive perspective. Bohm's good. I mean,
Segura was a really
yeah,
nice.
Segura was nice to
We
get
got
Segura's a
him
huge-
back at the
yeah.
right
I
time.
like Marsh. I mean, look, like
That's what I said. We didn't
Yeah.
expect
you
him to
can't
hit.
have a
I mean-
high-profile player at every position.
He wasn't
did have
here-
a bad play when I was there Tuesday night. It was a bounce off the wall, but he's still getting used probably today.
Yeah.
Bounces
Yeah.
and all.
If he had a bad play, it would have been a horrible
But
play by
like-
Odubel. He would have
Yeah.
just been out there spinning, trying to find
I
the
mean,
ball.
Yeah.
and you gave away a catcher that I guess had a good year, but this is his only good year
Ian-
since he's
oh,
been in
yeah.
the Philly
Oh,
system.
Hockey.
And you don't need a catcher right now.
Yeah.
Like, so like I have no problem with the Phillies did.
Yeah.
They shored up their bullpen. Their bullpen's really good.
I wish they stuck with Didi, but
I mean, nobody's
Yeah.
picked him up. So what's that tell you?
yeah.
How does that work in the MLB? Like,
I
with
mean,
waivers,
Familia's
now
already
he's
picked up.
available. Like,
Familia,
I know
Familia-
Familia got picked up, but if
Yeah,
Didi's hanging
Didi's
around
available.
when you can expand the rosters going in the
Yeah.
I
playoffs,
don't
do you think they?
I don't think there's any chance they bring him back.
I
No.
would have liked him in the middle of the infield for a good defensive glove that he's been playing, but his plate appearances are horrible.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by it, but
Yeah, I
not
was
like
too, but here's
completely
the-
shocked. But I thought he was a
I
guy that
was
hung on
too,
through the
but
season.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad because you know what? Like, it gives Stott the confidence where he's also not looking over his shoulder. He can just go out and play, and he's played really good ball lately. Like, you got to figure out what you have with Bryson Stott,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's second base, shortstop. We talked about free agency. I've been beating the table for Trey Turner. Like, you got to find out is Stott an answer, and it can Stott be a starter. And if you even
How
if
many
you get a
years does
shortstop,
The
the
Segura
second
have?
base, you have an option on him. I don't think they're gonna.
Why would you? I don't,
I mean, if you can't get a shortstop in the market, but I think you can. That's another reason why
What
they
does
got Marsh.
Sosa play?
Yeah, but
yeah, but you're
not
not going to
starter.
depend on him to be.
That was
no,
the-
I'm just saying he was just like a random pickup that they got in the trade deadline.
Yeah. That's another thing. I don't know how you guys felt about because I know I got home from work to see the end of it, but like. I don't understand why you take the bat. I get the whole lefty righty bullshit.
The
Garrett
statistics
Stubbs
and all.
has shown that in clutch situations he can do it.
He can hit.
I think I would have stuck with Garrett Stubbs. I really do. Now that's like the first move that I've questioned to Thompson. So like, look, I'm not saying that it happens or anything, but like that just sucks. You have bases loaded, no out, and then 3 guys go down in a row. And the pitch that Sosa swung at was an 8 or 9 pitch at bat. And the last ball was in the dirt. He was laying off it, and it just changes the whole perspective. And I like the thing I sent you about Boom. I mean, I know you guys say it's too close to swing. That guy was not calling that, and then he rings him up. You figure,
Yeah, you have to
Boom,
Yeah.
bases
know where the
loaded, with
umpire
one out
is.
in the 8th with Castellanos and other people up. Like, there's your chance. But listen, it's baseball. I don't think we can complain. What are they? 13 games over 500. The hottest team in baseball.
The hottest team in baseball right now.
Yeah,
So-
I think they're right behind the Dodgers for best record since June. Like
Yeah,
the
they are
beginning of
June 1st. Yeah, they're better than the Braves.
I think they're 40-19 since June 1st or something like that.
Here's
Sounds
an,
about
Something
right.
like
here's an
that.
interesting question to both of you. It's like, are you ready to say, like, regardless of what happens this year, wild card or not, like Thompson should get another year?
I think he should.
I mean,
I think he's earned it, right? Like,
I personally do. Like, I think right now I would strip the interim tag like they did with McCann and give him a year extension.
I mean, who's
Why
out
not?
there?
I
Are there
mean,
any
I don't
names
know
out there
who's
for managers
Well,
that you're
there's-
like, oh, this guy, we got to
I
get
mean,
him if he's
everybody always
available?
Talks about like former players, like Rollins or Ibanez, but like this
I
guy's
don't think they're ready
proven
yet.
that he can handle. First of all, I don't know if you saw the other day, but like Eskin asked him a question about like, oh, you're worried about your job. He's like, dude, I'm day by day. Like this media doesn't rattle him. I don't know if you guys watch it. Like
I saw
he's
that.
very bland, like in press conferences, but I don't give a shit about that. I don't care. He's a baseball guy that obviously knows what the hell he's doing, and the players are playing really hard for him.
And
So
he's,
to
and
me,
he doesn't. He's like, they asked him, "What do you think about your job going farther?" He's like, "I'm just worried about this year and this year
He's
only."
like, if I start worrying about the future, that's when I get myself in
He's
trouble.
like, "Yeah, this is when the team collapses. If I start worrying about my job."
Yeah, I start worrying about tomorrow.
Yeah,
All right, look,
What does
Peterson.
this team look like with Harper?
I was reading an article on him. His stat line before he got injured was crazy.
Yeah, he was on an MVP pace again.
Yeah, he had 15 home runs, 48 RBIs, 21 doubles, and batting .318 in 64 games.
So he comes back. It sounds like he's DH for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to play the field.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're saying what's it look like with him in the? It's just that much more potent, I guess, right?
Yeah,
It's just weird that when he leaves, that teams get better,
Mm,
right? Because he left Washington and
They won. eh,
Right, and then he's out of the lineup, and now they went on this historic run that nobody's seen in years. When they went 40, like Andrew said, when he went 40-16 or 40-19,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. 7-1 in the last 8 games.
Yeah. I know in the last 12 games or 11, they're 10-1, like Nate said, and they just dropped they just lost only 2 in the last 13 or something. It's
Yeah,
nuts.
it's ridiculous.
How many games do the Mets and Braves have against each other? We were looking at our.
I know they have. I think they have a 3-game series against the Mets this week in New York. They have a 4-game series. No, I'm talking
The
about
Mets
the Phillies.
and the Braves.
I think the Phillies
Oh,
have
no.
7 left with the Mets, but then
Yeah.
this last week, I think the Phillies still have.
We have 12
7
with the
or 8
Braves.
against the
The
Nationals.
12 with the
I don't
Braves.
think we have that many left.
Yeah,
we
we
do.
were looking at that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was surprised
we
too.
played the Braves pretty well.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I thought
The
there was
Mets,
less.
I think the Mets are 7 or 8 left.
Yeah,
I didn't think
between 6 and 8.
Are you sure 12 with the Braves?
Yeah.
I could have
they
sworn we
still
only
have
have
a
one
lot.
series left with the Braves.
that's what
Nah.
I thought too,
Yeah.
Smitty. I was with you. Then I
I
pulled
thought
it up on the
Like
phone
they have like the easiest record. Like
They
in
do.
baseball.
They
because
have
then the rest of the
do.
games
the
are.
series they have coming up after the Mets is the Reds, Pirates again, I think, and then Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
But the Diamondbacks swept us last time. Is
The
it in Arizona?
It's in Arizona.
Yeah, remember last time they came here and swept us? That was when we were all beating
Yeah, that
down
was-
the tables to say fire Girardi's ass.
That is, I do remember that. Yeah.
I
I'm
think
not saying it matters.
30
now.
out of the 51 games, I think because I just did a stat on this. I think 35 out of the 51 is all against teams under 500.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so then they can't have 12 against the Braves left.
They do.
I'll look right now.
Dude, they got 7 left against the Mets.
I'm telling you, they
So
do.
maybe
We
9.
looked at it in the
Are
car.
You sure it's not 9?
Looked at it in the car.
So,
They got a bunch because the other
September?
teams are the Nationals, the Pirates, a couple
September?
with the Reds,
they have
Marlins,
in September they have 2 series against the Braves.
and there's a couple. I think both the Braves and the Mets are 4-game
Are they home or
series.
here?
It's the first one's in Atlanta, then the second one's here. They're both 3 games.
Just got split.
Look, if they go 500 the rest of their
No, the
games,
second one's 4 games.
Yeah,
in
they have-
Philly,
And it's here.
and it's here.
it's in Philly.
and then
We
that's
gone to
it.
one of those games.
And then
We
that's
should.
it. That's
Are they
it.
a weekend? If they are, we should go. Is that
That's it.
Friday night? Braves? If we are, we
Braves.
should freaking go.
When is that?
Oh, I was talking about the Mets series.
The
I'll go to
Mets
that
series.
too. That's next week.
That's this.
That next week's the home one.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
Oh,
they
okay.
play.
We can go next Friday. I'm down.
Next Friday
Why not?
is
Playoff
The
baseball
Mets.
is great, man. That's
Playoff baseball is good.
Isn't it the Mets next Friday?
It's
I've
fun.
been-
It's fun to be in a stadium.
I
and
won't be here.
baseball,
Yeah,
too.
it's the Nationals.
Like, have you ever
I
been to
thought
a
next
playoff game?
Friday-
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. Have you been to
2
a
weeks from
playoff
now
game
is
for
the
every
Mets, right?
sport?
I think
Not
August
hockey.
20th.
Oh no, I have been. to
August.
hockey.
You're in September, dude.
Which one?
yeah.
Which one is the?
Yeah, I have.
Next
Your
week
favorite?
is the Mets. at home.
Ooh,
Yeah. I won't be here.
Dude, next. no.
Eagles all day.
Eagles.
Yeah,
about-
Eagles all
Yeah,
day?
they
But you know
double
what
header,
comes
too.
strong too? Hockey was exciting.
There's a
Playoff
doubleheader
hockey
Saturday,
is-
Playoff
Jim.
hockey was okay,
Doubleheader with the Mets Saturday.
Yeah. It's a makeup for May 6th.
Next Saturday?
but it was fun because I think it was like a 6-5 game too. So it was a lot of
The
scoring.
game was.
Was it like
But
late
it-
90s?
Nah,
Lindros era?
Nah, it wasn't too long ago. Maybe like 5 years ago.
What's she talking
Okay.
about? The Flyers?
I asked what have
like
you
to
been
go
to?
see-
Have you been to a playoff game for every sport?
No, I haven't been to a single playoff game.
None of the
No.
sports. No.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Yes, I've been.
Lucky your dad's not here. We'd be ripping into him.
Yeah, I've been.
Every sport,
Sounds like
Yeah,
you just
I've been
pulled
to.
up.
right? Speak of the devil. Say his name and he shall appear.
I've been to the Flyers.
He's running to the
Definitely
potty.
was at the Sixers. I know when Iverson and past and recently in the playoffs. The Eagles. I was at the game where Vic. Remember they lost to the Packers
Mm.
in the wild card. Phillies. I was at freaking the World Series. So in 08. So
When they
Which-
won,
which
when
game?
they won it,
I
or-
went to games 3 and 5.
I went to the division series. I didn't
I
make it
was at
to.
the division series and and the wild card series. Right. No. Yeah, the Milwaukee series. Was it Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time the Phillies were in the playoffs, I
The
was there.
CC Sabathia game where Victorino hit the grand slam off Sabathia.
What was the game? There was a game too that was played. Was it the Joe Blanton home run game where
Yeah, I
they
was
were,
at that. That was
there was an
game
Eagles
4
game.
of the World Series.
there was an Eagles game the same day and we could
Yeah.
hear it. I think.
Have
'Cause
y'all
it-
done that? Have you gone to both games at the same time?
No.
Game
So there
one,
was
yeah, I haven't
I've
done
been
that.
to a Sixers game and a Flyers game the same day.
there was a
That's
Brody and I
Yeah.
went to a Sixers game earlier this season where there's a Phillies
Oh,
game
yeah,
and then a
that's right.
Flyers game and we talked about doing it but we didn't do it.
You would do all 3?
It was all I think it was all three that day.
That would've been
Three
awesome.
with Phillies, Flyers and Sixers.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
the
was-
That would've
Sixers
been
were
cool.
Sixers were. It was a Saturday. The Sixers were the afternoon, and then the Phillies, and then the Flyers were playing that night. And we were like, we just left the Phillies game early and went to the Flyers.
Are
game.
you tailgaters? You guys tailgate?
I mean,
For football,
we
yeah.
went there.
For
We
other games,
tailgated-
yeah, I will.
We tailgated for the Phillies last year.
I mean,
Yeah.
but do you do the whole setup like food, everything, or you just
Usually,
just
like, bring
tailgate?
something down hoagies,
You just-
but it would be cool to barbecue and hang out, you know?
No, the only reason why I say that because
You
you're talking
can
about
at the
3
Phillies,
games.
like,
3 games is a
in
lot.
certain parts of
That's
Yeah.
expensive, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of beer. It's a lot of food
Yeah,
that's down
for
there.
sure.
You know what I mean? You're talking about easy, maybe $100 to $150 a day, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for 2 people.
Oh yeah, that's another reason why I was like, yeah, I don't know if we're
I mean,
gonna
you
jump
were at
around
every,
like this.
You were at every playoff game for the Super Bowl run too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
Uh,
God, how
the
was that
only-
Vikings game?
the
I mean, that
only
Vikings-
playoff.
Yeah, was the Vikings game more
Oh,
electric?
it was insane.
Was it more
Yeah.
electric than the Falcons game? Were you there at that one too?
Yeah,
So which was more?
I think I'd agree with you. The Vikings game because you didn't. Like I think the city we felt
It got
better
quiet
after
when the
beating
Vikings
Atlanta,
went down.
but yeah, it's like we're still not supposed to be here. You know, we
Yeah.
still had the whole dog mentality, and
yeah,
we
yeah.
felt okay about it. But I don't think anybody walked in there thinking we're going to crush
Did
the
you-
Vikings.
did you-
And the way the game started was like,
No.
oh,
Yeah, they went
shit.
right down the field. But did you leave the stadium that night? And be honest, that doesn't matter. Did you leave that stadium that night being like, oh shit, we got New England? Like, it's great. It's gonna be a repeat of Jackson. Were you worried? That
I mean, we were
you
just.
said
I think
you
we were
were
still
worried.
riding the high
I
from the
mean,
win. I
like,
don't think
yeah,
we really
it
thought
was-
about it.
No one really
can
was
anybody sit
thinking
here and
about
be
that.
like, yo, like that week before the Super Bowl? I mean, yeah, it was great. Like hearing, what was it, Kyle Brandt with his rant about like, greasing the poles and picking the Eagles, but like
Felt like it was live.
in essence,
dude, you're
how many of you
Yeah.
guys? I guess what I'm asking you is, how many of you guys were supremely confident on Sunday, Super Bowl
You want a
52, that Foles was going to get it done?
No.
How confident were you? How confident was anybody? Nate, were you confident they were beating Brady?
No, but I'll tell you this. It was my biggest bet I've ever put in.
That's what's up.
That bet had commas in it.
Nice. How many?
Oh, just one. Come on now. just one. Just one comma in it. But it was the biggest bet I've ever put. And I was talking to my friend because he rode the same bet I did. And I was like, you know what? I don't know when they're ever going to be here. And I'm just going to go down with the ship. If they lose,
So do I.
my mortgage isn't getting paid. My wife's going to be mad. And it's all good.
Hey,
but-
she's watching now,
Dude,
Nate.
I
You better
feel
watch
like-
what you say.
Wait a minute. I feel like this is bigger than the return of Bryce Harper, getting Deke back.
The return of Deke.
Yeah, getting Deke back.
We said you were going to come blasting in here like Kramer, and you kind of did.
Deke, here's
Yeah,
a
where
que-
were you? You look like you were in
Here's
like
a
a board
question
meeting.
for you. We were talking about Eagles playoff
Coming
games.
from work.
What was,
Yeah.
A board meeting.
We went out with a couple people after work.
what atmosphere was more
Here,
electric?
hold on real quick. Deke, say something. I think I'm going to mute your mic. There you go.
Get your mic on.
What atmosphere was more electric? The Falcons NFC Championship where they beat Vic and like or the Eagles against the Vikings? Like which?
Wow. I'd have to say the Vikings.
That's what he said too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Vikings too, because even the players said like they said anybody could have got it that night. It didn't matter who was in the stadium. I think Chris Long said that on his podcast. He's like that. He was like it was the most electric night he's ever been part of. Bar far, the Super Bowls, any of them. He said it didn't matter who was showing up. Everybody
Yeah.
got it that night.
And just the plays too. Some of those plays were just so exciting. Like it wasn't just all right. It's 1st and 10 from the 10, and they run it in.
Yeah, I
It's
think-
like
yeah.
the interception and
Yeah.
the flea flicker.
Torrey
and
Smith
it's
touch,
just
yeah.
like the plays that made that game were just great.
I in the beginning when the Vikings
Welcome,
went right.
Deke.
Oh, thank you. When the Vikings
you
went
should
straight down the
introduce
field and scored,
yeah, that's. Where
I
you're
was a
going.
little nervous. I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like what I saw from the
Well, yeah, because
offense.
they went right down the field. Huh?
Yeah, right.
And then the first set, they went
the
3-0,
offense
right?
didn't do anything on their first possession.
Yeah.
And then we got that pick, and that pick was on the opposite side of the field from where we sit,
Yeah.
and he came straight at us across the field where we sit, and the place just went
Yeah, I feel like
absolutely bonkers.
that changed the whole atmosphere.
That
of the
changed
game.
everything.
Right.
The Eagle with the Falcons, the Eagles, if I remember correctly, they were kind of in control
Yeah, they held Vic.
the whole game, right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
There was the big hit from Dawkins on Al-J. Crumpler.
Yeah.
That electrified the place. But you didn't have that like moment early on like we did with the Vikings.
Yeah.
the Falcons was kind of in control almost from start to finish. If I remember correctly,
they contained Vic that night.
And it was fun because there was snow. It was really cold.
Yeah.
But the Vikings, man, once they started scoring and just clamped down on defense and just snuffed them out, it was
a party.
It was
the rest of the game was just a party.
70,000 people, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
The Panthers games were kind of like they were brutal. I remember the Packers game, the 4th and 26 game. That was an exciting game. I vividly remember grabbing the guy in front of me and headbutting him during that game.
Oh, wow.
Friendly headbutt. Like, I can't believe we're doing this, headbutting each other.
Yeah, I think I saw that side of you when we were at the Halloween party. I think you were like,
do I do that? Something? Yeah, I get a little excited.
Yeah, you were getting I think you had some nice words for me because I didn't take a shot with you.
Oh, did I? Yeah, that side comes out sometimes too.
Yeah, I'd say the most electric game I was at was definitely Game 5 of the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, both parts, but definitely.
I wish I could have
game?
been there.
Did we win that game, Smitty?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that the clincher?
Yeah, that was
was the
Tampa.
clincher.
Yeah, that was Tampa Bay.
That was the most electrifying game I've been. At least for baseball.
So
I'm
did
trying
you
to
go
think.
down Broad Street or did you go home?
We actually went to Manayunk, which is where I was, and just got hammered.
Nice.
And I remember I had
that's
to
where
wake
you
up
were
the
living?
next day. Yeah, I remember I had to wake up the next day for school. It's rough.
Damn.
Went out at
I'd
like
have
3 in
called
the
out.
morning, dude, went up to Foreman Mills, I remember,
Oh,
to get a T-shirt to wear to school. Yeah, it was rough. That was rough, but worth it. Super Bowl, too, like that night was, I'm sure you guys were the same way. Like, I'd work the next day. Right.
I was running up and down the block.
Yeah,
I had a
my
bottle
God,
of
dude, I was
champagne.
going nuts.
I was dancing in the street with my nephews.
Yeah. Yeah.
After the Phillies won the World Series, I went down to the corner
Yeah.
with a bottle of champagne, and I think I saw a frat's kid down there. He didn't have a champagne. I didn't have a bottle. And I saw some other people down there. You weren't old enough yet. You were only like 3, Andrew.
Yeah, another question was, have I ever been to a playoff game? And I said no.
No, you haven't. And I had DJ with me. Went to the corner with DJ, had a bottle of champagne, hung out on the corner for about maybe an hour.
What, just going nuts?
Yeah, just hanging out. It was about a dozen people in the corner. And then after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, it was I had a bottle of champagne. DJ, would you walk around with this?
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
It was my birthday.
Oh, that's right. It was your birthday, your 13th birthday. That's right.
That day?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yep.
freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won the
And-
Super Bowl on your birthday. That don't get any better.
Nope. There was about 5 or 6 of us. I was the only quote unquote adult there. It was DJ and a couple of his friends,
Yeah.
Andrew, and we just walked around the neighborhood. We went down to the 7-Eleven. There was a bunch of people at the 7-Eleven hanging out. And just walked around the neighborhood and enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
We need that moment again. I mean,
My
those
wife made me
championship
go home.
moments.
Made you go home. From where?
We were down. Where were we?
Well, your wife made you go home?
Yeah.
Well, that's not good to say on the
It
air.
was. The wife made me go home. We were down in the city. Where was that? Down on
Oh, you
Delaware
did
Ave.
tell us that. Didn't you say you were like really hammered and or no?
No, because I drove home. I wasn't that drunk.
That's what I
but
mean.
but we saw this swarm of crowd going down Broad Street,
Yeah.
and me and the fellas looked like, let's go.
Let's get out of here.
I had pictures. We had pictures on Broad Street where we were having pictures and screaming and yelling and stuff.
Yeah.
But we wanted to go to the crowd because they were all going to City Hall.
They were gonna
Yeah.
grease those poles
Yeah,
up.
they,
That was
they were
nuts,
all
dude.
going. And she's like, I'm not going in that crowd. she's like, I can't do that crowd. I don't get to go that crowd. I was so mad. I was so mad. And it ruined it for the other people with me because there were people in the ride with me. So like they wanted to go too. I mean, they probably could have,
Yeah,
but I was
Uber.
the ride.
Yeah, take your ass home
The
somewhere else.
one thing that's been bothering me this week, I don't know if you guys, but like, and it's been multiple people, but like, I'm not ready to be like, oh, this Phillies team's like 08. Way too early for that.
Well, Jimmy said it.
Let
Be in. This team's got it.
I agree, but like, I'm not ready to. First of all, you know, they got a tough series coming up. They got in the next week. They got 7 games against the Mets. That can make or break you. You go 1-6. You go 2-5. Like, not saying they will, but like, how many times do we see this team like, you know,
Yeah.
in contention and collapse? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just not ready to say 08 because 08 had like, first of all, you were completely healthy in 08. Number one.
Yeah.
Everybody was having a career year, and your pitching rotation was awesome. This pitching rotation is okay. And
Nothing
their
like that.
bullpen
Yeah,
was
nothing like
consistent,
08.
too.
But yeah.
You know, so like, I mean, you look at any position, where are they better on this team? Except for Harper and right field with Worth. Where are they better? Like,
Yeah.
let's go. Is Howard better than Hoskins? Yes.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. Or maybe JT. Okay. Well, Utley's better than Segura. Rollins is better than Stott. Pedro, Feliz, and Bohm, I feel like it's a toss-up.
Hmm.
Right? Brad
Yeah.
Marsh is definitely not better than
Then Victorino.
Victorino.
Left
Right field was
was
Burrow Schwarber. It's kind of a toss-up based on the
Yeah.
games that they had. Like,
Barrel's probably a
Right.
slightly better outfielder, but
Right.
Schwarber's maybe a better hitter.
yeah, but like, you know, and Raymuto, I'll give you that. over Ruiz.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just
I
like
never-
But the
thumping-
pitching,
Who's the
nobody
pitcher?
in the pitching staff.
I
Who was
mean,
the pitcher?
I'll put Wheeler in over.
Hamels.
So
That
it was
year Hamels was
Hamels.
pretty damn
That's-
impressive.
yeah, that was-
Who was the 08 rotation? Hamels.
Hamels, Myers,
Moyer,
Moyer,
And Doc, right?
Blanton.
Blanton, and
Huh.
what was the fifth? Was Adam Eaton that year, wasn't
Didn't
it?
get him
No,
right.
when did
Yeah,
Doc?
but he wasn't on the playoff.
No, I know he
Roy
wasn't. but-
Halladay?
No,
No,
dude,
no,
oh,
he said.
Doc
What am I
didn't get him
thinking
right.
of?
No, Doc wasn't on the.
Yeah, I
08
know.
team.
That's what Jimmy said. Doc.
Moyer.
No, were the aces with it was
It was.
The-
It
the
wasn't
full-
aces. That was what made it.
08 was
Oswald.
not the-
Was it Oswald in there?
No.
They won it with Moyer, Blanton, Myers,
Kyle Kendrick, yes.
but he was a long
Was in the
man. He
rotation
was a
there?
long
Yeah,
man.
he was
Yeah.
in relief in mid relief. He wasn't in the rotation.
He was a long man that year because they did go
Yeah,
4-man
but you don't-
rotation.
Well, in
But
the,
I'm just saying, I'm not ready to compare. What I'm just saying is like,
no.
now
let's
you got
pump
who was
brakes.
the number one pitcher? Because
It was
Hamels
Hamels. It had to
was
be
pitching that
Hamels.
way, but was he their number one though in
All
the
year?
rotation?
Yes.
Was he?
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just brought up the pictures, and I'm not going to go through them all, but the ones that stick out that I remember.
Hamels,
So Hamels,
Myers.
and then I want to say third was
Moyer. It
Moyer,
was Moyer because I was at the World
Yeah,
Series
there's
and he
Moyer.
pitched. Yeah.
and then Kendrick, and then Blanton.
No,
was on that
Kendrick
team.
didn't play. Kendrick didn't start a World Series game. It was Blanton.
Blanton.
Yeah, they shortened the.
But what I'm just saying is I'm not ready. I'm not
Yeah.
there yet. I do the Philly because here's the thing. At the end of the day, not to like piss on the parade or hole is like, let's just remember within these series, the only team that they've really beat that was good is Atlanta. They took 2 out of 3, which is great. However, you beat the Marlins. Okay, great. You beat the Pirates. I hope you're going to beat the Pirates. Like what? They haven't won a great series since the All-Star
Well,
break.
but this
But
is
to 12
this.
out of
You
4
sound like the Mets fan this morning. He was talking to me. I said, but you play the schedule that's in front of you.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying, but based on what I've seen, the run has got them back in it. I'm just not ready to be like, oh, this team's a World Series. I do think in baseball, that's the sport the most anymore, in my opinion. Maybe other hockey, where you get in and you get hot, you can win. But a lot of things have to fall right for the Phillies too. Like
Yeah.
Harper's got to come back and be healthy.
Yeah.
Castellanos has to get going. Raymuto's got to stay. So like, let's just all I'm saying is let's pump the brakes.
You
I'm
pumping the
enjoying
brakes?
it.
You
I'm
giving a pump the
enjoying
brake?
it.
You got to
Yes,
remember
I'm
the
not ready to talk about World
you got to
Series.
remember the teams they got to get through once they get to the playoffs.
Right.
The
LA.
Dodgers, Padres.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the
Braves,
Padres have
Mets,
really
The
cooled
Braves,
down, even though
Braves
they got
and the
Soto.
Mets.
Mets.
Yeah, they got some competition to get
But
through.
the Phillies have played the Braves really well.
They have, and
So,
they took
The Mets is the big one. These next 7.
yes,
so,
their kryptonite right now is the Mets
and it
because
doesn't line
they
up
haven't
good.
done well all season against the Mets.
They got Scherzer versus Suarez tomorrow, Noah versus DeGrom, and the third game, I think it's I forget. No, is it no? Wheeler, right? No, Wheeler is Wheeler going Sunday?
Nah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Wheeler's going Sunday. Yeah. So we'll see.
All right, let's keep them hot. Let's stay hot.
Yeah, I listen.
Stay hot.
If they take 2 out of 3 from the Mets this weekend, I think you have to be ecstatic.
Oh hell yeah! Especially if they take one against DeGrom or Scherzer.
I mean, Scherzer is a first pitch. You got to attack him early. You've seen what teams do. He's going
It's gonna go it.
to throw fastballs.
Yeah, but he's been a monster this year.
He has been a monster, but I still believe in the Mets collapsing somehow.
Here with DJ.
All right.
Here with
Yeah,
DJ and that.
I agree. Mets are not going far.
All right, I think it's a good time for a break. Deke's here,
Thank God.
trying to swallow a cheesesteak stromboli. And we got a special guest that's waiting to chat with us. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to keep the heat on, though. When we
Yes.
come back after the break, we'll have our guest on here. And then we will talk some Eagles training camp and maybe a little KD. All All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Hang through the break. You were listening to the Santa Boot First podcast. InsurePhilly.com. We comparison shop all the time. Can I get this cheaper on Amazon? What will the store brand save me? Should I get a second estimate on this remodel? So why not do that for your insurance needs? Better yet, why not have someone comparison shop for you? At InsurePhilly.com, you can get up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes with top insurance carriers like Progressive, Travelers, Nationwide, Selective, Liberty Mutual, Encompass, Kemper, and Berkshire Hathaway. Owner-agent Matt Maloney provides top national carriers with top local service. Just go to InsurePhilly.com to get your quote online or call Matt at 215-300-9590. For all your insurance needs, auto, home, life, business, and Medicare insurance plans, make sure to go to InsurePhilly.com today or call 215-300-9590. Matt Maloney gives you the national carriers you recognize from a local company you can trust. InsurePhilly.com.
Yeah, that's us. I think this the one here. Turn the beat up. Just a little bit.
All right, we are back with another episode of the Santa Boot First podcast. Thanks for hanging through the break there. Thanks to our sponsor, InsurePhilly.com, for all your insurance needs. Give Matt Maloney Agency a call. InsurePhilly.com, up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes. All right, we're waiting for our guest to jump on here. For those of you that have been with us for a while, this is a guy we met long ago and has been a friend of the show probably for the 5 years we've been doing this.
Pretty close.
Right?
Yeah.
Our buddy Chef Tim Lopez. He was a chef for the Eagles. He has now moved on to be to bigger and better things in my mind. He's a teacher now. Teaching. Yeah, I mean,
There you go.
doing things for the youth.
I agree.
Right? Goes from cooking for millionaires to teaching the youths and getting them ready
He's
and prepared for the world.
good for him.
So yeah, as soon as Tim comes on here, we're going to test out this new sauce.
Can't hear anything.
So we have to. Oh, I hear Tim. We got you. There he is.
There's Timmy.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going, guys?
good. We missed that face. There he
Got a
is.
little bit more light in here. My bad.
All right, go ahead. Do what you got. We just started to give you a little intro there.
There we go.
We got you.
All right.
There he is.
I can barely hear you guys, though.
Got us now?
I hear you, but it's very, very low. I got my volume cranked, but
All right, we'll yell.
Let me do the talking. I got a big fat mouth.
About to say, we hear you pretty good.
Yeah, we got you. We got you nice and clear, Tim. So we
all
just
right. Hang on a sec.
do a little intro for you.
Let me see if I can mess with the audio here.
Why don't we get the open them wings up there?
All right, go ahead.
We got you. You good? You hearing us? Now I lost my mic.
Now he dropped.
Did he drop?
I'll be out of here.
We lost him.
All right, let me get a wing
Maybe he's
without
gonna
any sauce.
Calm down.
jump back on. Hopefully, let's give these wings out here.
Without any sauce.
So Chef Tim is now teaching down at Mass Bomb in Kensington area.
That's right.
Teaching the culinary arts. We back?
You want a drum, right?
I'm here.
You got us now? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you fine now. Perfect.
There we go. I was just starting to do a little intro for you. So we missed your face, Tim. It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys, too.
Got the guys around the table here. I don't know if you've met Schmitty before. He's a new member of the team.
Smitty.
And to his left, we got the young Martin. I think you've met Andrew at some point.
Yep. I remember stuffing Andrew's face with a few delicacies back in the day. Him and his dad always knew how to put it away while you were running the show there, Jim.
There we go. Yeah, somebody's got to be a professional, Tim. Somebody's got to keep the thing running. I'm going to try to do that, too, as we try these wings. But I was just starting to give the intro. Like I said, we met you probably 5 years ago when we started doing this. Chef for the Eagles. You were feeding millionaires. And now you've gone on to what I said are bigger and better things.
For sure.
Teaching the youth and getting some culinary skills and these kids go out into the real world. and have jobs and talk to us about this. I know you and I caught up a little bit when we caught the sauce. Let me catch up with you first, and then we'll talk about the sauce. But
Sure.
How's it been, that transition from, like I said, cooking and making sandwiches to Carson Wentz to now teaching kids knife skills and how to make a
Well, I'll bet you most of my kids can probably throw a tighter spiral than Wentz right now. So,
Ooh, here we go, taking shots. Smitty likes
all
it.
right, I got to take shots. Everybody's taking shots at the guy. Did you see it? Did you see him at
Washington, yeah.
training camp the other day? Holy crap!
Boot off the field.
Yeah,
Did he really?
Yes.
Wow.
They said he's having an awful training camp.
oh, he gives new meaning to the phrase "get rid of it." Seriously.
So let me ask you this real quick as you're on this topic. Like, because I dealt with them, and I've tried to tell these guys before because, I worked in sports memorabilia, and I still do it a little bit when I have time. But I tried to tell them that, like, Carson Wentz is basically a phony. The guy that he claims himself to the public is not who he is. What did you find about him?
When I was there, that was the magic Wentz, man. That was the guy that could not do any wrong. He put us on that awesome drive to the bowl, and then he made the career-killing decision to run that touchdown in. And, thankfully, Foles was there to scoop it up and take it home. But after that, he was a completely different guy. He just didn't have any magic left in him. I think he literally gave it all that day when he got hurt. I think that was it. Because I have not seen, you want to talk about performance issues throughout the league. For him personally, that was it. Before that, though, he was great. But then again, a lot of people say, oh, well, you can look at, what Frank Reich did with him as opposed to his actual, like, God-given talent. So, well, back in the day, he was it, man. It was Pennsylvania. And now everybody's just completely soured on him. I don't blame him, though. I don't blame him. He's going to fall out the end of the league somewhere.
I think
I'll answer Jim's question quick too. How is it different than cooking in the NFL? My budget's a lot smaller.
I know that.
A lot smaller. That's probably the first hit that I took. I didn't take too many more hits other than just trying to wrap my mind around what it was like to actually be a teacher as opposed to just a chef or a cook. But I like to use a lot of the experiences I had working with the birds for 14 years and my other jobs I had before that to help educate, my students who are up and comers and want to get involved in the industry in various roles and things like that. So it's been interesting trying to motivate the kids. They had a lot of tough time coming back from being in virtual learning for a year and a half.
Yep.
I still think we did okay with them. All of my seniors passed their state exams, and they were pretty damn good cooks by the end of it, considering they missed a lot of time. So I'm getting used to being a teacher. I got to take some college classes and get my certification, but it's rewarding in a different way. If anything, I was at the Eagles just long enough to grab a Super Bowl ring and enjoy a parade with the rest of the city. And it was time to move on. And COVID kind of just gave me that little bit of a push to look for a different opportunity, and I'm there now. So I'm embracing it.
That's awesome, Tim. I also work for the school district of Philadelphia as an assistant principal. So what you're doing with these kids is amazing. We need more people that are really like invested. And I can tell that, you want to see your students be successful, and that's important. So definitely
Absolutely.
to you, man. I appreciate, everything you do.
Thank you. Where are you assistant principal at?
I'm in the Northeast, South Cohen. It's K-5 school.
Nice.
Before that, I was at Stern in Frankfurt. So,
Well, good for you, man. You're doing God's work. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're down there at Mashbaum, right?
Yeah,
I think I put the
yep.
school out there once. But
Yep, right in Kensington. We were the first CTE school in the city.
Yep.
The school was like a WPA project of Roosevelt, so we were the first CTE school. Our biggest alumni to come out of there was a jazz trumpet player named Lee Morgan, who worked with Miles Davis and a bunch of the other jazz greats. We have a little shrine up to him in the school, and I'm trying to continue in like the arts tradition with, the culinary and really try to get these kids, a leg up into the industry so they can be superstars in a different way. So
My brother-in-law was a baseball player for Mass Bomb, Ray Blum. You ever see his name around?
Yes, Ray Blum. We got a bunch of stuff up with him and his yearbook photo and everything. I think we even had a player that played for the Eagles, although I think he didn't last that long with the Birds. Came from Mass Bomb. I forget his name.
Who was it?
I'd have to look it up at this point. I don't remember the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We got plenty of questions, but
All right, go for it.
These guys are chomping at the bits. We want to try the sauce first. We got a fan blowing on us. We all got a wing. Now I grabbed the flat because the flat's where it's at, and the drums are for the dumb. So we're gonna sauce.
Nice to see you still holding that opinion. That's great.
Take it to my grave, Tim.
Tim, refresh my memory. You drums or flats?
Oh man, I gotta go with the flats, bro. I'm sorry. Gotta go with the flats, especially if you eat them the right way. You do that like umbrella method where you push the meat and the skin down to the end of the bone and just pop it right off.
Oh, you can pull the two bones. Have you tried that yet?
I've seen that method. I haven't done it yet. I got to try that.
All right, well, let's see you try it.
Well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try the sauce first. So Tim's. This was last year's class, right?
This was last year's class. You want to hear the story while you're eating? I'll tell you the story of the sauce.
Yeah, let's get the story.
All right.
And we'll try.
The story behind the sauce. I worked with a very talented group of instructors over at Mass Bomb Vocational Technical School. We have construction trades like carpentry, electrical, plumbing. We have nursing. We have sports management. We have culinary. We have a ton of different stuff. And we also have a film and video production. It's brand new this year. They're teaching the kids how to use real hardware to make and edit audio and video production. And the teacher there says to me, I want to do something fun with the kids. It was tough igniting a fire under these kids when they came back because they were just getting used to being back in school. And so he wanted to do something fun. And he said, I want to make a Hot Ones spoof show or a Hot Ones parody show or a tribute show, whatever you want to call it. I want to have you guys make some hot sauce in-house. We'll get a couple other, generic hot sauces from the store, and we'll feed hot wings to teachers and administrators and the dean and, make little shows, kind of like those Hot Ones. Everybody knows Hot Ones. You guys have heard of that show?
Yeah, I'm hoping that happens here. I'm waiting for the show to fall apart because these guys eat them and then their noses start running and their eyes start bleeding and they can't.
Well, you got to make the questions harder at that point, Jim. If you ever seen the show,
I've seen it.
So we had he had that idea. He said, "Can you guys make some hot sauce for the show?" So we just, I put a couple of my best kids together. I literally gave them. Go ahead.
The Hot Takes asked you to make one for his show.
No.
Oh, okay.
We made our own. We made our own show. My audio video guy. His name is Nick Justice. He runs the program over there with the kids.
Yeah,
he wanted to do the show. Now the Hot Ones is actually interested in trying our hot sauce. The real show wants to try our hot sauce.
Nice.
So I literally gave my kids tons of peppers and the whole kitchen to play with, and I said, just make up whatever you want. They invented two sauces. The one that you guys have in front of you is called Habanero Hall Sweep. It's nicknamed Hall Sweep because the dean and the principal do this thing over the announcements. I'm sure your assistant principal there can talk it up a little bit. Do these things called the hall sweeps, whereas if you're found in the hall after the bell rings, at least in our high school, you get a slip that says you need to report to the dean's office for not detention, but possibly like a write-up or whatever. So because so many kids got burned in the hall sweep, we figured it'd be a good name for the hot sauce. So my kids came up with that hot sauce. It's a mango habanero hot sauce. We invented it simply for the show. We didn't know we were going to be bottling it and selling it, but I figured if we were going to be on camera, we shouldn't just come out with like a saucepan and a ladle. We should come out with a bottle. So we talked to the graphic design department and got them involved. And Adam Bleiweiss is the graphic design coordinator there. His kids designed the labeling for it. The little sticker on the top, this is made in Mass Bomb, and the labeling for it. And we got everybody involved. And it was just a great way to get these departments working together to help this TV show, which got us coverage on 6ABC. We got the superintendent of schools, Dr. Height, who just left. He came in. He rubbed hot sauce in his eye. I hope you guys don't do that. And my wife was yelling at me because she's like, you just got in the district, and everybody's been waiting to burn this guy for 10 years. And in his last month there, you're brand new and you got to do it. Like, I didn't put the hot sauce in his eye. He did it, but yeah, we got him.
That could be
Yeah,
I got nothing bad to say about him. He was a champ. He walked it off. He was okay.
I'll have to.
Dude, you are pounding that hot sauce over there.
It's good, Tim.
It's
It is
good.
good.
Tim,
The hot
it's
sauce is
really
good.
good, dude.
It is good.
What is your first take on that? What do you guys taste? What give me your first impression?
I was expecting a little more heat. Just you hear habanero, but I think like you said, you cut it with the mango.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
good.
I tasted mango first.
It gives it a nice little sweetness to it.
Yeah, you get the sweetness up front. Somebody wanted to call it the 5-second rule because they said it had a 5-second delay, but that always implies like you dropped food on the floor. So we decided to go away from that one. So
It did
Good-
have a little
good thing
back
you-
kick to it.
yeah, it's got a little back kick, and I will tell you this: it's a lot hotter when it's not that our product isn't fresh, but because there's no preservatives in it, it tends to be a little bit hotter closer to when we actually make it. I had to continue making it over the summer. So you guys have the last fresh batch I made, which I bottled probably 2 days before I brought it to Jim. But I had to keep making it over the summer because there was so much demand for it after 6ABC. I think we sold like close to 75 bottles over the summer.
Making it? Are you still selling it?
I'm gonna start selling in September when I go back in with the kids. We're gonna start doing both. We did another one that was poblano pepper. It was a little less heat and a lot more like cilantro, lime, poblano flavor. We're working on a ghost pepper barbecue sauce. We're gonna call the Spirit of Mass Bomb,
Whoa.
That's
All
that's
right.
going to be serious business.
Let us know.
and we're also working on doing some pickles, and we might even get into the Scrapple game because I've been playing a lot with Scrapple.
Whoa, you said the magic word.
And there you go.
You start doing that Scrapple, Tim. It's the king of all breakfast meats. I'm
Yes, it is.
There we go.
all about the Scrapple.
It is really good.
It is pretty good. That's right. I've made it for you guys before. I made you some years ago, but
Yeah, you've made us many delicious dishes, and we miss your face, and we'll figure out how to get you back here in studio. We know you teachers get the nice summers, and you get to go down to the shore points and everything. So we don't want to bring you up here to Willow Grove and away from the beach just for a couple hours. But
I got you. Let me drop. I'll tell you what. If anybody's interested in getting that sauce or any of the products, if you guys go to Instagram, we have an Instagram called Made at Mass Bomb. So it's made _at_ Mass Bomb. Mass Bomb is spelled MASTBAUM. You can follow that on Instagram and drop us a direct message there if you're interested in purchasing the sauce. We're taking pre-orders for the next new batch coming out early September. $7.50 a bottle, and I think it's well worth it. I really do. It's the best thing I love about that sauce. It's kids created. I put everything in front of them. They used the skills I taught them, and they made the sauce. And I didn't write a recipe. I didn't tell them, how much peppers to put in or what to do. They did it all themselves. So that felt really good to me after. I had to sit there and try to teach cooking virtually for a year after I left the Eagles. I sat on a computer. And
I wanted to ask you about that. As like other teachers, I'm not saying it was easier on other teachers, right? But if you have a lesson plan, you have notes, you're teaching to a program. But as a cooking teacher, that's pretty. I would assume you need to be pretty hands-on. So how was that for you during COVID doing that?
It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare because at the same time while we're trying to engage the kids and make sure that, you guys have kids, you know what it is, an assistant principal there, sir, you know what goes on. Nobody turned on their camera during virtual schooling. I barely knew if the kids were in the room. I almost set fire to my eyebrows one day just to try to wake them up. I was cooking in my kitchen. And some days I was just showing different videos. We had some online instructional program that Careers Through Culinary Arts Philadelphia helped us out with, but it still just wasn't enough. Also, we were told don't encourage the kids to pick up a knife and do anything during class in their own kitchen, because if they should cut their hands off while their parents aren't home, you'll be held liable.
Yeah.
So I was like, great. Oh, fantastic. So
What was
you know what?
Again?
It was just, it was like a rite of passage we all had to go through. I kind of felt it more than my wife. She's like, I'm dealing with the same stress as you. You're just dealing with it because it's your first go round. So it feels a lot more personal to you that you can't cook anything really, and you can't do anything hands-on. So it was difficult. It was difficult.
Well-
Chef, what's the Instagram handle again?
Instagram handle is made MADE _ at _ mastbaum MASTBAUM.
Is it at
And you,
sign or the just
it's not the at sign, it's the word at AT.
got it? I started,
My Instagram handle has changed. It's not the old one, which it had the Eagles in the name. It's cheftim.mastbaum. So if anybody wants to relive the glory days, if you want to go all the way back to 2017, there's tons of Super Bowl pictures on there. There's a few pictures of Deke and Jim and their smiling faces from the times that I visited Santa Boot First on there. Every now and then I'll roll that back and show the kids, like, yeah, I used to do this. Now I'm here with you. So
Have you participated in any of their, like you said you did the show, right? You brought in the administrators and stuff. Any other opportunities to do media stuff with the school?
Yeah, stuff up and coming. We'll get our marketing departments coming up with ways to promote our product. I was on 6ABC. I was also on with my students on the school district website. They came in and they interviewed myself and my students about the things that we're doing and what we would like to accomplish. Sky's the limit at this point because everything like ground to a halt with COVID. So you had to start everything up from scratch. I was one of two brand new culinary teachers. We came back in the building not knowing how anything was going to work, and managed to kind of bang it together. It was a little ramshackle the first year. I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit more streamlined this year, but we'll see what happens. I have noticed that we run a cafe in the building. We make some money selling to students and teachers the stuff that the kids learn how to make. We have like basic stuff we do, like everybody loves cheese fries. We do cheese steaks, burgers, and wings. And then the kids do like different specials and baked goods. We have an ice cream machine. We make our own ice cream in-house a few times last year. So we're trying to do different things, but I thought, what's another way we could make money? As soon as, media was involved with this whole hot sauce thing, it's like, let's just keep it rolling because all the proceeds from the hot sauce, nothing goes in my pocket, It all goes right back into the program. So anybody who buys a bottle of that sauce, the money's going right back into the kitchen. It's buying us food to cook for our cafe, food to teach the kids with, update equipment. It pays for field trips to restaurants and hotels. So it's all going right back to the kids. And since it's made by the kids, that's a win-win. We're a self-sustaining project right there. So it's pretty cool.
Do you have any interesting meals or entrees that you've cooked with the kids, dishes that, outside of the normal school fare? Like you get any high-end type dishes or any interesting methods, like you doing sous vide and things like that?
Well, not as of yet, because when we came back, we were suffering some problems with equipment. We also had an issue with budgeting for food. There were a lot of problems with COVID and shipping and all the stuff you guys have been hearing, just for supermarkets. We were dealing with that with food vendors and stuff like that. So we didn't get too high end, but we are going to be the recipient of donated sous vide machines that I will have to teach the students how to use. So yes, there will be a lot of higher end stuff coming up. I did purchase a Alto Sham. If those of you who are not in the cooking world don't know what that is, it's a company name, and they make hot boxes that keep food hot. And this one also has an electric smoker in it. So you can cook overnight in the thing because you can insert a temperature thing and say you want to do prime rib, like a whole prime rib. You can just put it in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Say, I want to cook to 132, and then I want you to hold it, and you come back the next day, and you can just pull it out and slice it at lunch and serve it up. I've done ribs in there. I did pulled pork. We did barbecue chicken. So it wasn't so much high end. It was just different equipment that the school didn't have that we were able to get in there. And between that and the sous vide and the ice cream machine, we can probably start doing some higher end stuff. The other chef was actually doing like avocado ice cream and sweet potato ice cream last year. I was focused on really getting my seniors through passing the state exams so they could get their certification. to move forward into their career. So I didn't get a chance to do too many of the higher end stuff, but like I said, I'm there. I'm in it. I'm in it for the long haul. We'll definitely step our game up.
Hey, Tim, is this a new program that started at Mass Bomb, or is this something that you've picked up that somebody else either retired or left the school?
This was a program. This program has been there for a long time.
Oh, okay.
I think the culinary program came in sometime in the late 70s, maybe early 80s. There's been a bunch of different chefs through there. Okay. At the time when I became made aware that the district was hiring for culinary instructors, there were only 2 schools that needed one, and I happened to interview with Mastbaum and got the job over there. So I am, I guess, a chef in the tradition of many other chefs that have been in there. Mm-hmm. Through whether they retired or whether they moved on, or it doesn't really matter, because our goal, every single one of us, was to uplift the kids through the skills that we have to pass on. So, 14 years at the Birds, I had a lot of different things I got to do there, especially with the unlimited budget that the Birds have. So for me to bring that experience in and say, hey, you got a lot of Eagles fans at that high school, obviously, just like everywhere throughout the city, just say, here's the way the players eat. Here's the stuff we made for the players. Here's the pizza dough recipe. Here's that kind of stuff, Hoping to get some type of pizza going. We don't have a pizza oven per se, but we could play around with different stuff. So, yeah, I'm just I guess the latest person to take up the helm. You
picked up the legacy of cooking at
Yeah, absolutely. The kids keep begging me to bring in my Super Bowl ring, and I was like, not a chance in hell. They go, you don't trust us? I said, I don't trust the city. I don't trust the neighborhood. I'm sorry. It's not you guys. What's
the skill level of some of the kids that you've had? I'm sure that it's all over the chart of cooking skills, but
it goes up and down. If I could put them into 3 categories, you have some kids that took it because they thought it would be like I get a second lunch. I get to come in and cook and then eat all the food and then that's it. You have some kids that are kind of like in the middle where they're like, all right, I understand this is a class and I'm getting graded on it, but at the end of the day, it's not as important as math or science. And you have some kids that take it really seriously. I wish my percentage of the kids that take it the most seriously was higher. It's a little bit smaller, but once again, we're building. We're going to get there. It's going to take a while. It's going to take, a couple different generations, and I'm in it for the long haul. There's one thing, when I was with the Birds, they never, ever wanted to say this. In fact, I don't think Howie has ever uttered this word, and that is rebuilding. I will say, honestly, we are rebuilding the culinary department at Mastbaum Vocational Technical School, and I am proud to be a part of that. So,
yeah, I'm sure, kids in high school, they don't really know, for the most part, what they want to do with their life. Even into early adulthood, but you giving them a taste of this culinary program and cooking and what goes into it and the art that it is and the love and the passion that you have for it. I'm sure you're going to inspire more than one kid that wants to go on and make it a profession for themselves. I have no doubt in my mind that that's going to happen with some of these kids you're teaching.
Yeah, that's the hope, man. That's what every teacher wants,
Sure.
If I can get them, I have had some kids that just join the culinary arts department just to learn how to cook because they don't have it at their house. Other kids are very tied to their.
Yes, I have a feeling that's a big part of it. In the neighborhoods that are going to Mastbaum, I'm sure that plays into it. That's a factor, that they have to do that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we're gonna try our hand at podcasting this year coming up because I want the kids to really connect to the food culture of not only the school but their own personal food culture, and I think that we could explore some of that. We do it in the kitchen. I think that we could do it for a podcast and kind of make it interesting and make it another media opportunity. I think when you make the students proud of what they're doing and they see that they can be lifted up, not just in the media, but just to hear kids talk passionately about something that they really care about. I would love to find those voices and put them out for everybody else's ears to hear. I want to hear stuff about the food culture of Kensington, the food culture of Mastbaum High School, and their own individual food cultures. I had a lot of moms and grandmothers of my students volunteer to come in and teach some really, really good foods. And hopefully with COVID restrictions, kind of melting away, we might be able to do that and have families come in and really not even just share a potluck, but come in and help us kind of teach their own food culture to their class. So that's definitely gonna be something I'm working on with them and seeing if we can get something up and running. I'm going to invite local chefs to come in and cook with the kids and, maybe come on the podcast. We have a multicultural club, which is really tied into food, which I cook for whenever I can. And we just cook foods from around the world and just try to expose these kids to stuff that they never see in their own neighborhood.
Yeah, that's
very
great.
Let's make it happen, Chef.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll come up and help you guys out. No charge.
That'd be fantastic, man. Drop me a note on Instagram or through these guys. I got my contacts. Yeah, anybody that wants to, help lift these kids up, we're taking all comers.
That's the millennial question. Just hit me on IG. That's the millennial answer.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
If you guys want, you can fax me. I'll dig up my old fax number.
You got your beeper? You got your pager?
I got my beeper number.
Just DM me.
Yeah, just DM me.
Experts in tasting the food, I could probably find some people.
Yeah.
I was going to say podcast experts, but we're still trying to figure that part out ourselves. Nate,
Oh, come on. You guys are well seasoned.
well seasoned, but maybe over seasoned. That's why I'm trying to bring in the freshness on the side over here in the youth.
There you go.
Youth.
Yeah, Tim, I meant to reply to your comment about the Martins stuffing their faces over, it's different studios you came into. I would have to say that's the biggest compliment a chef could get.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
stuffing their face and not saying a word.
For me, it's nostalgic to think of you guys doing that because I still, every now and then, if I ever get into a funk, I will pull up. I don't remember what episode number it was. There was the Chef's Roundtable episode we did with you guys. I will pull that up and listen to it in its entirety. And the episode starts off with Jim saying, obviously, I'm Jim. He goes, you got Deke and Andrew over there. Go ahead, guys. Keep stuffing your faces. Let me do all the heavy lifting. That's the first part of that episode. And so that, I don't know, it just seemed kind of nostalgic for me to say that. But yes, I am very honored when people do that and nobody's making a sound. I'm like, okay, obviously it must be good food. So
yeah.
Look, Tim, it hasn't changed. My shoulders have gotten rougher and bigger and broader because I'm still carrying these guys.
God.
Still
is that how it works? Did Deke ever do the truffle shuffle to pay you for transporting that hot sauce?
Hell to the no.
Well, we definitely got to do the Chef's Roundtable again. That was fun. Actually, Nate and I were talking before we came on the air how we both a little not disappointed, regretful that we didn't follow our true calling and being chefs and cooks and doing that. Instead, we're working in, I won't speak for you, Nate, but working in the corporate world, which is ever so exciting. But, not following my true dream of being in the kitchen all the time. So I'm a little jealous. Like I said, I always kind of geek out when we have you guys on and we had the other chefs in or just other folks from kitchens come in and feed us. It's always great, but just talk food. I really enjoy that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to talk food with anybody. The trouble is shutting me up after that,
Well, these guys go to a coma after they eat all the food that you bring in, so somebody's got to talk.
There we go. Next time we do it, I'll have to do it in studio. I have to bring in like a tasting, bring in a sampling of what the kids are doing.
Definitely.
Yeah, you won't hear us disagree on that.
Definitely. We'll make it easier. We'll do it on a Saturday. We'll get
there you go.
Some of our other chef friends in here and try to do we do have a round table. Back in those days, it wasn't round, it was square, but we still called it a round table.
I don't know how the hell we fit that many people in that room that day with all the food on the table and everything, but we did it, man.
Well, where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right, especially with food.
All right, Tim, let's give a plug one more time for the sauces in case anybody wants to reach out. We did put it up here on our feed here, but go ahead, let us know where we can get them.
All right, once again, if you're interested in the sauces, there will be 2 available starting early September. First one's called Habanero Hall Sweep. It's a mango habanero hot sauce. Second one's called Panther Poblano. Our mascot at Mastbaum is the Panthers. Go Panthers. Something I wasn't ever able to say at the Eagles, obviously. But, yeah, go Mastbaum Panthers. Panther Poblano is more of a, I don't know, not so much a hot sauce, but more of like a green warm sauce with very good cilantro lime flavor. Those are available starting, I want to say, second week of September. If you're interested, you can get on the list right now, and I'll put you in the tally. You can go to Made at Mastbomb, which is our Instagram. That's made _ the word at _ and then Mastbomb, MASTBAUM. $7.50 a bottle. All proceeds go right back into the culinary education of our fantastic students at the high school.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks, Tim. Thank your students. The sauce is great. Deke's got a couple bottles. I got a couple bottles. We'll see what's
There you go.
left after we leave tonight. There's no more wings to put it on, but is there,
Best things you can put the sauce on. So far, I've been told tacos and eggs. People are loving them loving it on eggs. Yep.
I was thinking
gonna
eggs.
just drink
Definitely using this for breakfast, no doubt about it. When I make myself a nice omelet, with
Yep.
all kinds of stuff in there, yeah, it's definitely going on top of that omelet.
Very
All right.
cool. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, Tim. Good
Thank you,
seeing you.
Tim.
We miss you. We'll definitely we'll try to figure out this chef's roundtable. Get you in here in person.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's have a scrapple contest. I'm in. I know Will's in. I know Will Lindsay's in.
Yeah.
All right, Tim. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
All right, peace. You too. Thanks again.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. Good wings. See, there's 2 flats left.
There are three,
Three?
actually.
All right. I'll eat them.
Did Nate have one, or do you want one, Nate?
No, I had a couple already.
Yeah. Okay.
I had the sauce too. The sauce was actually really good. He was right. Like the heat doesn't come until afterwards. You just get this nice flavorful sauce, and then there's a little heat that comes in. And I think it's a mild sauce for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely not a 5 alarmer.
Yeah.
It was good.
But it's good though. It's got a lot of flavor to it for sure. I think it would be good really grilled
man.
on some you put it on wings on the grill.
Yeah. I'm going to try to finish the show without
Okay.
eating. I mean, if you want to eat them now, you can.
No.
But we'll touch on training camp real quick. I know we're running out of time here. Eagles training camp. We got our first preseason game tomorrow night. What are we looking for? We're actually going to see some starters. It sounds like for a couple series, 2,
Yeah,
3.
I
It
heard
sounded
that.
like
I heard
Oh,
that.
I heard 1 or 2 this morning. Is it 2 or 3 now?
that was the other day. I heard
Okay.
he
Is
said
that
a
on
few
both sides
series.
of the ball?
He just said starters for a few series. I don't
1
know.
or 2 is what I heard this morning.
No yawning on the show.
Dude, this guy.
Back to work,
Late-
bro.
Lean into the
Dude, I never stopped working, bro.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I was in the office today, man. Come on.
Well, yeah.
It's brutal. It's brutal. So yeah, what are we looking for? Preseason game. No injuries, right? Just get that out.
Exactly.
That's always the first thing. No
that's
injuries.
The number one given is no injuries. Number 2, I just want to see guys shaking off the rust. You know, couple nice plays here and there. I want to see Jalen if he plays. I want to see him getting the ball out quick. Going through his reads. I don't want him running the ball at all. I want him handing the ball off to the running backs. I want to see the defense be aggressive. I want to see, I don't think we're going to see a lot of exotic things out there on either side of the ball. I just want to see the defense be aggressive, making plays, and I want to see the offense, do well. Move the ball, maybe score a touchdown. That's about it.
You're going to see him run the ball.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
But I don't want to see that. I want to see him throwing the ball.
Down at training camp the other day, he did run the ball. It looked like they were designed runs. And he was throwing the ball. Now, if you look like day to day, somebody actually charted Hurts and what his practices looked like, and he was like up, down, even, up, down, even. And the last few, it was either up or even. So he hasn't really had any down days. The day we were there, he looked good. It was hot as hell. He had some really nice placement. There was a couple balls he tried to squeeze into tight coverage. But he had the play of the day to me was a nice, like, over Brown's shoulder, Brown turn right in the belly, bucket, back of the corner of the end zone, touchdown over Bradbury. Great play, great pass, perfect touch. I think I put it out here on our socials. He had a nice gash up the middle to Dick Rod. He had a
You
nice one
did.
over the middle.
You did.
Really went in and grabbed it. Miles was running hard, even though it's they're not really allowed to hit.
There's a lot of hard and dick rod coming.
I'm waiting. I see you guys smiling. I'm just waiting for it to come out.
Don't forget the
I'm
up
just
the
waiting.
middle.
Oh yeah, up the middle. Dick
Yeah, you
rod.
gash.
He's running hard.
Running hard up the middle with dick rod.
Yeah, gashing up the middle real hard.
He hit that.
Dick rod.
He hit that crease. It was a juicy catch. It was nice.
All right, well, I'll tell you what I'm looking for tomorrow, because I think we're not going to see a lot of starters. I'm looking, and we were talking about him today in our chat, but that kid from Utah, I think he's going to make the team. I want to see what he does. Britton Covey, I think. And I'm looking to see Nakobe Dean. I want to see what he does as a rookie. And here's the one thing. I don't have much confidence in these safeties, so I need to see the safety play. I want to see what these second and third team guys, like, have we seen progress out of the guy from what's his name? Clemson. One who they told told him they could be the next Dawkins, which
They said he's on the chopping block.
right. So like that worries me about safety. I gotta be honest. Like I heard that. Like
Well, they brought the kid in from San
but
Fran.
they said he hasn't looked good. I was just reading the article today. He hasn't looked good. Harris looks slow. Epps is your number one safety.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
It's concerning if Bradbury and Slay don't play
still-
up.
it's
And
still
just
concerning.
like you said with the Phillies, you can't have a star at every position.
No, but I think you can. I think that it's out there that.
but I want one. No,
No,
but I want one.
I think it's out there that you could trade for the guy from the Bengals, and you have the
Yeah.
money, and you got the money.
My thing about this team that I'm looking at is just that there's not a lot of holes. Like I'm like at every
there isn't.
position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think they're good enough to cover up some of those maybe weaker players per se. So,
Yeah.
But if you look at this team on paper, like there's really not a lot of weaknesses. You got question marks, but like when you say like a guy's like weak, like as much as I don't like, he's grown on me. Much as Hurts has grown on me, he's not a weakness of the team. He's just a question mark.
Yeah.
Right. Even Epps. Is he a weakness as much? Because I mean, he's usually in the right place at the right time. He might be a little bit late, but he's usually in the area. He's not like Nate Gary completely turned around, when a play's coming in. So I think they need to see what they have before they pull the trigger on bringing somebody in. Like they don't know what they have back there at safety. So
Well, they're pretty deep that they were saying like whoever gets cut is probably going to get picked up, from other teams. They're deep, and they're not going to be able to keep all these guys.
No, a lot of the positions. I meant to bring it. I did print out their unofficial depth chart. I forgot to bring it with me, but yeah, you look at almost every position. If a player were to get cut, they'd be picked up.
Yeah.
From now, there's some like fourth and fifth string guys that they're not going.
Yeah, but like even look at like, I mean, I don't know who like there's defensive tackles aren't going to make it. Like Ridgeway, he probably won't make it, but he's been successful here. He'll get picked up.
Yeah,
some of
definitely.
those corners are going to get picked up.
Yeah.
Because they're all young.
We were talking about the wide receivers today.
Yeah,
Like
Greg
you
Ward
look
will
at
get
Greg
picked
Ward
up.
will get picked up from somebody.
Yeah.
And dude, Rager made the statement. He wants to retire. He wants to be here his whole career. Yeah, that may not happen. He looked good in camp. It's camp, but
listen,
if he gets cut, he's getting picked up from somebody. I'd like to see them to try to trade some of these guys.
I don't think they're going to cut Rager. There's too much of a cap hit. They might try to trade him.
They're not.
But they might.
What is he making this year? Is this
He's
the
first
This is
round
last
pick.
year
No,
of his-
it's not the last year.
This is
it's his third year in the league.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is the make or
this is
break
fourth.
year for him. I think
This
if he
is the
does,
make or break year for him and Miles Sanders. As
If-
much as I like Sanders, this is it.
No, I think Sanders has been more productive than Rager.
I agree, but make or break their futures.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. But if Rager doesn't do anything, or
he's gone.
if he's not very productive, he's gone this year.
Yeah, but
There's no two ways about it.
is he?
how much time does he
Is
No,
have?
he is. He is.
Zeke, is he? Because
Yes.
they haven't cut Arcega-Whiteside for that reason. He was a second round pick.
Yeah, but
I hate that.
Whiteside,
John Hightower's still on the
Whiteside
team.
serves a purpose. He's a great run blocker, and he's okay
Whiteside,
on special teams.
he's getting cut.
He's
so.
got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
He's
care. He
getting
wants to
cut.
move to tight end. He's got
I
to
heard
go.
the rookie tight end's been good. What's his name? Right?
Calatera.
Yeah, I heard
Calcaterra.
he- yeah. I mean, Dick Rod's probably not gonna make the team either. He'll get picked up, but again, like week 2, but he ain't making it flat.
Dick Rod's got a stiff position on his team. It's going to be hard to knock him down.
Hey,
It's going to be hard to deflate.
Jimmy, I saw what you did there.
You see what I did there?
I saw what you did.
See what I did there?
I share.
I mean, look. You look at the receivers. If you're naming the starting three right now, and this is the three. Well, Devontae was in drills. He wasn't in the team drills. Brown, Quez, and Devontae. They look like the three right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, Rager could steal the 3 from Watkins, maybe.
I don't think so.
Watkins is
No,
the
I don't
speed
think
on
so.
there. Rager does the same thing that Brown does. He's just smaller
Do you think?
and doesn't have as good
But do you
hands.
think Rager, like being the 3rd option slot guy, like he could be
No,
productive?
that's great. If he's the 4th wide receiver, he's a number 1 pick. You don't want your number 1 pick or your first round pick to be your 4th receiver. But if he is, that means you got 2 guys in Brown and Devontae. They're just
That means your wide receiving core is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're wide
and
And I share the concern about safety. But if the guys in front of them make plays, I don't think we're going to have to worry about safety. And
that's what I'm saying. with
there
Bradbury.
are plenty of playmakers in
Yeah.
front of them.
You still have to worry about the
You still
deep
gotta
ball
worry
if
about
they
the
get burnt.
safety.
Yeah,
Who's covering?
yeah, but it's they're not going to get exposed often if guys in front of them are making plays.
Sometimes.
They don't.
Sometimes, not
This
every.
isn't like the Jimmy Johnson defense though, where they blitz the cornerback every now and then. I don't think you're going to see that with Slade.
Yeah.
On a rare occasion,
have
maybe.
a-
So you don't have to
listen,
worry about
they
the
have
safety.
talent.
The
They
only
have
time-
talent.
That's the only area of the field I'm worried about.
Yeah, they have talent at every position on defense other than safety.
Is
And if
safety a big
those-
position?
If that talent produces and makes plays, I don't think we're going to have to worry about safety too much. Is it going to come up and bite you once in a while? Yeah, hopefully not at the wrong
you
time.
can get away with one.
You
bad
know where it
safety.
might
you
burn
can't
you?
get away with 2.
You
if
know
that's
where
what it is.
you know where it
Come
might
on,
burn
dude.
you on big runs when the
See, let me
cornerbacks get
ask
beat
you.
and it's just a safety
You
back
can
there
get
by
by with
himself.
one
That's
bad
when you'll get
safety.
beat.
Yeah,
2 bad safeties, no.
Or if it's like a slant route and they beat the middle of the field and they're wide open, it's just a safety.
Yeah.
That's where you get burners in a deep run.
No, I hear you. I hear you. But I'm saying hopefully it doesn't happen that often. Hopefully the line and the linebackers get after it and get to the
Or
quarterback.
Jordan Davis does what he did to the center.
The one thing I
In
don't
training
like
camp.
is why they have Reddick playing as a
Oh,
linebacker.
don't overreact to that. That's just an overreaction.
No, why are they have Reddick playing as a linebacker?
He said he can play both.
No, dude. Look at his stats. The time that he's been successful
I hear
is
you,
as a
but-
rusher. You don't need him as a linebacker. You got Kazir White and TJ Edwards. Reddick should be
And Nakobe
clearly
Dean.
and Nakobe Dean. Reddick should be clearly a pass rusher. The last 2 years he's had 12 and 11 sacks being a defensive end.
I mean, on passing downs, he'll have his hand in the dirt.
I think he needs to be a pass rusher. Period on
but
this
in
team.
And who are you putting on the
On
sweat?
linebackers?
No, who are you putting on the end? Like who are you taking out? I guess from the
Well,
end is what I'm asking.
I
Who are
don't
your-
think,
who are your
I
ends
don't
right
think
now?
Graham's a 3-down player anymore. He's more situational. 34 years old, coming off a bad injury.
Okay, he's the starter right now.
Would you?
I don't know. I probably not. No,
You wouldn't start Reddick over Graham?
no. I said probably not have Graham in there.
Yeah. I mean,
Coming off the injury, but I think he's earned that position, and that's what's hard.
He's
for
earned, he's earned the
They're not gonna-
respect in that position. And
he could also slide. He's played D tackle too sometimes.
Yeah,
doing it
You're
small.
not putting him in
He
tackle.
don't.
you're not,
He's
dude.
played
You're
it.
not putting him in a tackle.
In the athletic format that he's played it.
Come on.
The smart thing
You
would
put
do,
him in. You would you think
And it's-
Javon
the
Kirsch? You
smart-
put him in the
So
Joker
what-
and move
so-
him all around. He's
what
not that
I
type
would
of player.
do is I would put Graham at edge rusher and Hassan Reddick, and then get rid of Burnett.
See, actually, you know, and then I said that I could see
Barnett, I heard,
Hassan
been
playing
playing
that
good.
Joker position that
That's what I'm
that
hoping.
Javon Kirsch used to play.
That's what I'm
Yeah, you can
hoping.
move him all
I'm
around that
hoping he
defense.
does.
That's what they do with him, from what I read, is that they move him everywhere.
I'm just
I
telling
think with
you, in
Carolina last year,
and
he was
Arizona,
mainly on.
He was
He was
strictly
an
a pass
edge rusher. He was strictly an edge
And,
rusher.
and
But,
he's had his best 2 years.
yeah,
I mean,
but he would drop back in the linebacker if they needed him
But
to.
I mean, he can do both.
Yeah.
So they're gonna use him.
I mean, he's
in
going to
that way.
start because you look at the money they gave him.
Obviously,
And passing downs, they'll just have a wave. Like the one thing that I love about what they do is that you have waves of pass rushers. So almost like everybody feels like a starter.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they're
Yeah,
just
they got
gonna-
a solid rotation.
yeah, they're going to have a great
Barnett's
rotation.
probably still going to play too. I actually,
which he
No.
shouldn't.
He jumped off sides. Surprise in practice.
listen.
He's a decent pass rusher.
I agree with you. That's where I agree with you. Like people,
He does get bad.
he
but
does dumb shit.
He
but
does dumb stuff, but he brings some nastiness to the game that not a lot of them have. And he's a decent pass rusher.
I agree.
He doesn't get home a lot. I think those carry over. But him being your like 4th or 5th pass
It's not a
rusher,
bad. Yeah,
that's a pretty good. He's a starter.
Yeah, he's not a start.
that shows how much.
I mean,
depth he
I'm not saying he's a starter on this team, but he was a starter. Last year,
Yeah.
like he was a starter. So you just move. Your depth is so good. You have a starter as your fifth
Yep.
pass rusher.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm looking forward to seeing tomorrow night, and you kind of hit on it, Deke, was just the hitting. I want to see the defense because they were very fast.
Do they still they
They
wear like
was-
guardian caps too, right? Tomorrow.
I don't think so. I
They
think the
weren't
caps are
guarding
off.
caps for
No, the caps are
preseason.
off.
No, they're
off? I
hitting.
heard-
It's full hitting.
What are you talking about?
I heard something about them wearing it for like the first.
I hope not. I didn't see it
No.
in the
I
Hall
can't
of Fame
imagine
game.
they wear them.
There's
in
a game
games.
starting.
start wearing
Actually, the
one
game's
here.
on now, right? There's a game on. There's
Yeah.
two
There's
games
2
on
games
tonight.
on.
Who's on
Yeah, I don't
tonight?
think so.
America's team.
Giants and Patriots and
Giants and Patriots.
Titans and Ravens.
The Titans and Ravens.
Is Lamar sitting there? Still waiting for
Uh-huh.
that check.
Oh, he won't get it until the end of the year.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's getting it from.
This team was their defense was very fast, and as big as some of these guys are, they still can move.
Is Hurts
and-
that small? Does he look small?
Compared to who? Compared to the defensive line,
No,
he
like-
does.
Seriously, compared to
no,
who?
I mean,
I'm talking about,
standing
like,
at you,
Compared to us,
isn't
he's
he-
big.
the
Isn't
biggest
he a
looking
isn't he
quarterback.
pretty short for a quarterback?
I mean, he's not like Kyler Murray or Drew Brees, but I would
I
say
know, I think
of
he-
all their quarterbacks, I think Carson Strong looks the biggest.
Well, yeah, he is. He's like 6'6".
Yeah.
And you said N'Kobe Dean isn't that big.
N'Kobe Dean is not tall. He's big in the chest.
He's a big.
He's
You were
yeah. I
looking-
wouldn't want to get hit by him. and there was a couple plays where
Reddick's big.
he would have made Hurts eat his lunch if this was live hitting drills. Like
N'Kobe
he looks
Dean-
good because I think he has that comfort of I know I'm not going to get crushed, and I think this defense is ready to start hitting people for real. So that's what I'm looking for tomorrow.
Peak's waiting for that hitting.
Damn right he is.
He likes to hit men hard.
Oh my god, dude.
Right up the middle.
All right, do we want to touch on KD and then get out of here? Or are we done?
Yeah,
No.
let's do it
We,
real
we
quick.
were. It was a hot, right? So
Do a
the other
little
hot.
KD.
The other hot take is, the KD rumors are up again. It's going to keep coming up until he makes another team. Go around the table. If KD costs you max, are you doing it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No. One no.
Just
If
to be
K- let me-
different.
wait, let me
right?
say-
I wanna
let me
do
put it- let me
I
put it
think
this
there's
way.
More.
If KD gets you a championship,
He does with Carden and Embiid. 100%.
if I can guarantee you that, Andrew.
Yeah, probably.
Not
That's-
even a yeah. Probably.
Where-
Come on, dude.
I mean, look,
It's a chip.
we all love Maxey, but like people have said to me today, oh well, like what about like 4 or 5 years when I don't give a shit if I have a ring.
Right.
Because
You're paying for the window now.
do you really
Exactly.
We did it with the Eagles.
I mean Maxey in Brooklyn, like whatever. I think Maxey is also a lot better here. Not taking anything away from Tyrese. So I love him. I love his work ethic. Maxey also looks better here because he's not the number one option. I'm not so sure he fares as well being in a team as the number one option.
Yeah.
It's very easy to come into a team
And
and be the fourth option and produce.
DJ had I thought was a good point in our text thread.
Group chat.
Group chat.
He said
Text chain.
we could
Group
see we could see
Group message.
we could see Maxey back here as a free agent.
No,
No?
he's not coming back if we trade him.
No.
You think he's going to be chapped?
If we offer
Think
him
I'm not
enough
coming back
money,
there?
he will.
How's he going to come back? You can't see. This is where
Can't
DJ,
pay him as much as
DJ,
Brooklyn.
No,
did.
DJ don't understand that. You're going to
What?
have 3 max players. When not max.
Dude, we're talking about like 4, 5, 6 years down the road.
he's a free. He can get paid in 2 years. Ain't happening. He's going to get a max.
Well, we'll see.
Flan said last week he was a generational talent, Maxey.
He is. He is.
Yeah, well, Flan also
I-
thinks
look, I
Gardner
think he's a-
Minshew-
Well, the
He's a-
same
he's a
thing was
very
said
good-
about 25 also.
Yeah, he's a very good player right now from what we can see. I don't know if I'm ready to go to like you hear the baby AI comparisons and he looks that way.
I don't
Like
think,
like you said, Smitty, if he's the only one on the team, I don't know if he's as good or he's doing as well as he is because he's the focus point of the defense.
I don't want to say this, but like I don't think. I'll tell you right now. I'll be shocked if they get Durant. They don't have enough.
Yeah,
to
I don't
get
think
him.
it's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I don't think it's going to
Maxey-
happen either.
Maxey's a great piece, but then you have to take Harris's shit contract. Nobody wants that. And then what else you giving them after that? Thibault? Okay.
Well, did you see the picture from Toby's wedding?
Yeah. Well,
There's a picture from Toby's wedding, and somebody put in the comments, "This is the KD trade package." It's Maxey, Toby, Thibault, and Fur.
Did you see what Renee asked for Embiid was? He said, Tobias says he was taking a shit. That's what he said.
I missed that part of it.
But seriously, like, if you're Brooklyn, all right, objectively, all right, let's take our Sixers goggles off as much as we want KD, and the other shit I hear is, oh, he's gonna force himself here because he's a part owner of the union, which is bullshit. He owns like 5%.
Soccer head.
Yeah, he's a very minority owner.
Here's the thing I'll tell you. Brooklyn is not settling until they get a star. Maxey in our eyes is a star. Maxey around the league is a rising star. There's teams right now that I'll tell you right now have better offers. Number one, we've already talked about Boston. Jaylen Brown is an all-star. Brandon Ingram is a better player right now than Maxey. And I think – and I just don't – so here's the other thing. If you're Brooklyn, right, and let's take – and I know sometimes people don't want to think this, but let's take out all this out of the equation. You're really in the last 2 years going to give Philadelphia Harden and Embiid, Harden and Durant, for less than what? Like, come on,
right? And you got to think they're feeling burnt in the deal with Harden because
why?
Simmons,
because Ben Simmons is never going to play another game.
Exactly.
He lost his girl too.
Yeah. Even if the Sixers don't win, at least Harden played.
Yeah.
At least we got a guy that played.
I'm going to tell you right now, there was turmoil in Brooklyn. Harden's like, I need to get the F out of here because I have an option. If they don't trade me now and I don't force a trade, now I got to stay in Brooklyn for another $47 million. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know, did you guys see what about this week? About the whole shit with Simmons?
Oh, yeah.
Game 4.
The meeting.
Dude, game
or the
4.
The text chat. Yeah.
That KD wants, I will guarantee you, KD wants no part of Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm. I tend to agree with that.
I guarantee you, I'd be willing to bet you that he called Harden up and Joel and said, "You're right. You're right, Joel. This is the reason why you didn't want to play with this guy."
Yeah. What was the text message?
No, there's a group message between game 4
about game
Boston.
planning for game 4.
Asked Ben if he was going to play all the players, and then Ben left the text thread.
Yeah, he never answered the question and just checked out at a text thread.
I saw you guys were in Cat Mobley.
Yeah,
Katino Mobley.
Yeah, he still plays
from Doherty.
Yeah, he still plays. I forget where he plays, but he still plays ball. He still runs.
Yeah, pick up around here.
Pick up ball. Yeah. And he said something not interesting, but he said something that I think is true, and it's an epitome of what Ben Simmons is. These guys don't love the game.
No,
Ben loves the fame.
Yeah, like they love what it brings them.
He loves the Ferrari.
He loves the payday.
But they don't love the game like some of the other guys do.
And that's the thing that hurts me with Maxey. Like, Maxey loves the game. Loves the game. Durant.
Yeah, he's playing in the league right now. Do you see him? He popped up in.
Durant loves the game, but like me and Nate said, like, dude, Durant could flip on Philly in a minute. Something happens, I'm out.
He's done that everywhere. That's what I would be worried about that with him. And the other rumor going around was that he gave an ultimatum to the team. You get rid of the GM and the coach, and I'll stay. And this is another example of just this league being taken over by the players.
If you're Brooklyn and you're a player there, I think KD has earned every right dude, Steve Nash is an idiot.
But what does
Steve Nash got the job based on because he was a former MVP and when he was an assistant on the Warriors. Like, Nash has been awful as a head coach. So you don't think Embiid had any role playing in getting Brett Brown out of here? And management? Come on. You don't think Embiid eventually said it's time for Brett to go? He basically said it in the press conference after they got swept. Like, I don't have a problem with KD saying that. Plus, here's the other thing you got to remember.
But he's only Embiid was here, brought in to run the franchise.
You're right.
And KD has been there for how many years now? And you're going to give him
3. But here's the thing you got to remember: it's Brooklyn, it's New York media. Durant's already painted as a bad guy because he wants out. So of course, who knows if he said that in a meeting? We don't know that.
Yeah.
It's just more of like, who knows if like Boston didn't put that out there to like, oh, let's lower KD's trade value, like because now you're talking about a guy that's you can build a case if you're a team looking to get him. You can put this stuff out in the paper. All right, well, we know he left Oklahoma City, right? Like, he left his team when he thought he was going there. Then Golden State, he goes there. He gets jealous, it seems like, a Curry, so he leaves to go to Brooklyn. Now he wants his coach out.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of players running the team or running the league.
But I think so. Here's the thing I will say: like,
You're right. It's not.
You're
it's
right.
Not.
Harden
it's not
had,
conducive to the success of the league.
All right, let me ask you this: if you're James Harden, right? You wanted a trade out of Houston. You saw what was going on in Houston. You gave your heart and soul to that team.
I hear you.
You had Brooklyn and Philadelphia. You wanted to go to Philly. Hold on. COVID happened. You're supposed to have this big three, and now you have a guy that's like, I'm not playing. I'm not doing anything that's best for the team. I would ask out too. I have no problem with Harden asking out because at least he played until he wanted out.
Yeah, I think that's a slippery slope when a league lets players start to run the league, starts to run the teams.
Since LeBron's there.
What's that?
It's been run there. It's been like
that.
I
know. And I don't think it's right. I think
it's happening in baseball. Look what Soto did to the Nationals.
Leagues that have that are going to suffer because fans don't like it.
You know what? Real quick, and I know this is totally off topic. You know what league is suffering the most right now?
Baseball.
Other than soccer?
No, out of your take your four major
the
sports
four majors.
College football. It's now become a joke
where
because of NIL stuff.
Like
because of the transfer portal.
No, not transfer portal. The NIL
stuff.
You don't. There's been like 5 top recruits. I'm not even just saying Penn State because it's happened to Ohio State, which we know is a bigger program where now kids are just flipping for money. Do I not think the kids should be able to profit off themselves? Yeah, but I don't think you should be able to like, oh, all right, Jim, you're committed to Penn State. Then Georgia calls up and is like, you know what, Jim? You got a $400,000 NIL deal. I'll give you $800,000. It ruins the sport. Like, I understand college. I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to profit. I'm not saying that because I do think like the NCAA makes a shit ton of money off these kids.
They certainly
However, these rules need to change because it's now glorified free agency. Yeah. Like you going on an official visit and committing, it means nothing.
No,
it means
it's not worth the paper
nothing.
It's written on. Just like a contract these days in pro sports isn't worth the paper it's written on.
I mean, look what Ben
when
did.
Players are demanding to be traded.
I mean, it's happened in every league if you think about it. I mean, Soto, he definitely handcuffed the Nationals.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what Deshaun Watson did to the Texans.
Well,
yeah, look,
it's not like he demanded to be traded though.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
he's
he did
now.
He's now.
Came
out.
Yes.
He wanted out, and then all that came out. So
he's demanded to be traded. Like, so it happens in every league. You're right. It's the power of the players.
Yeah.
But it's also, too, comes down to, like, the owners' pockets are full in the NBA. The owners are making so much more money than the players.
They are.
So it's
hard. All right, well, KD will continue to be connected to the Sixers, like I said, until
I think
he actually finds a team.
I don't know.
He stays with the Nets, I think.
Or he stays in Brooklyn.
I think he stays.
I don't think he stays in Brooklyn. I don't think so.
They got to do something to bring fans into the stands.
Yeah, but they got nothing. Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie doesn't want to be there either.
Right. Neither of them want to be there. And you can't tell me that some of that doesn't have to do with Ben.
I know when Ben gets his own team, he's going to be all happy.
Do you agree with that? You agree KD don't want to play in Brooklyn because of Ben?
I think it's the major reason why he doesn't want to
That's
be
what
there.
I think, too. And he can't come out and say that.
He's seen the true Ben.
Right.
He saw what Ben's all about.
Right. And you know what's funny?
He's about the celebrity. He's about the paycheck. He's about the glory and the fame. He's not about playing.
Do you think
we've had the Ben conversation? The Ben conversation's over.
Do you think he plays this year?
I don't know.
I'm not so sure he does.
I agree.
I don't think we talk about him anymore.
I agree with Jim.
Yes, it'll be the Carson jar and the Ben jar.
Preseason predictions. The Eagles win tomorrow?
Big win tomorrow night by the Eagles. All right.
How about Mets?
We're shutting it
Phillies?
down.
We take 2 out of 3 this week?
Phils win the series.
Oh.
I'm not saying it's a sweep. I'm saying they win the series.
That's 2 out of 3.
That's 2 out of 3.
All
right.
All right.
I said he'd take 1.
Yeah.
1.
I think they win.
All right.
All 3?
No. 2. Game 1 and 3.
Ooh.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Again, on another episode of the Santa Boot First podcast. Thanks to our buddy Chef Tim for jumping on with us. If you want any of his sauces, we got the IG in here. Look them up. I can connect with them if you want to meet with me for money and bottle exchanges. We could do that, but let us know. Reach out to us. Reach out to Tim. We'll figure it out for you.
Pat Down Under wants a bottle. You're gonna
Pat
hook him
Down
up
Under
down
wants a
there?
bottle. We'll figure it out.
You're gonna
We'll
meet
see
him
what
with
we can
Fiji
do.
or something?
Yeah, I'll meet him halfway. We'll meet in Dublin, Pat. I'm down with that. Guinness is on you. All right, folks. Again, thanks for hanging out with us on another Thursday night. Let's go, Birds. Be excellent to each other. We'll see you next week.
Feel like